Which one do you think is solicited?
Regulatory authority.
Regulatory authority, yes. Then
Sponsored trial.
very good. Sponsored. You have sponsored trial here. Yes, yes. Sponsored trial. What do you mean by sponsored trial? So there are two trials here, right? Non-sponsored and sponsored. So what do you mean by this sponsored and non-sponsored trial? It comes under which main heading?
It's I think what I understood, it's basically from the either from the pharmaceutical company we are working,
Mm,
right, or because
yes.
spontaneous is basically from the physician itself, right, or
Yeah, yeah.
yes, but
Yes.
sponsored is like from the pharmaceutical company
Mm-hmm.
which under we are working,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
that
Good.
is what, yeah.
Yeah, good try. Good. So
Yeah.
the other thing is clinical trial. You know, clinical trial. So
Yeah.
clinical
Yes. Yes.
trial
Yes.
is a
Yes.
solicited. Yeah, I think you wanted to convey that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah. So
Exactly.
clinical trial. So it is non-sponsored trial and sponsored trial. So if you are a sponsor, like if your company or the client you're working is sponsoring the trial, clinical trial, that is a sponsored trial. And if the company is not sponsoring, someone is also doing the clinical trial, your active moiety is investigated by some other company and which is not sponsored by your company, then that is non-sponsored trial. Okay, so basically think it is both are clinical trials. Okay, so solicited, under solicited, the first one is clinical trials. Okay, the other types of solicited, do you know any other types of solicited studies? Okay, so there should be a controlled collection environment, a systematic collection environment. Okay, so the other types of solicited studies are compassionate use program, which is for the post marketing products. Okay, so basically the first classification what we are talking is solicited and unsolicited. Solicited can be for clinical trial or post marketing. Okay, and unsolicited is nothing but the spontaneous. Okay, which does not have a regulated collecting environment, and that is called as unsolicited. So soliciteds are clinical trials, and in post marketing, like interventional studies, observational studies, non interventional studies, market research program, patient support program, okay, specialty pharmacy program, early access programs, and various registries, and the literature of clinical trial suspect drug. Okay, all this comes under solicited. And then unsolicited is spontaneous. So basically, all unsolicited comes from the post marketing. Okay, someone cannot report a spontaneous report for a clinical trial. Okay, so spontaneous is all unsolicited, and they come from post marketing and they are not from studies. Okay, so the spontaneous case report can come from a consumer, patient, healthcare professional. Okay, or you can also get unsolicited report from internet or digital media, and also from the literature for the post marketed drugs. Okay, so these are the two main classifications, solicited and unsolicited. Unsolicited is spontaneous. Okay,
Can
now
you repeat that particular one alone? Unsolicited comes from before media literature. You said something else.
unsolicited is from the post marketing. Okay, it is a spontaneous report. Unsolicited is only for post marketing,
Mm.
and it is a spontaneous report. It does not come from studies. So unsolicited is not from studies. And spontaneous cases comes from consumer, patient, HCP, and unsolicited reports. Also, we get unsolicited reports through internet, digital media, or literature.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So next, this is report type. So based on what is reported, you have to click this. Okay, see here. Sponsored trial, spontaneous, stimulated. Yeah, there is one more type of spontaneous called as stimulated spontaneous, spontaneous, and whatever is the report type. Okay. Next, country. So this country here is the country of occurrence